Well, hello there, you beautiful people. My name is Willow. And welcome to the second installment of Step-Stool ladder casting. Woo! I've got no energy left in me. But hey, let's go ahead and cast ourselves some very, very low-level ladder games. I'm going to go ahead and introduce the players once I have one quick announcement to get out of the way. We just reached over 1,000 hours watched and passed 180 subs very recently. I am very proud of the channel and I appreciate each and every one of you all for watching. If you've watched this, over 70% of the people who watch these videos are not subscribed. Please consider subscribing. It would help me out a ton. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Also, join my Discord and I'm going to stop rambling and introduce our two lovely Step-Stool ladder players on this side. In the red, going Cybran, first land, it is Milchshake. I don't care if you want to say it's Milchshake, it's Milchshake. And he is a red Cybran who is on the ladder ranked at 40 ladder points. So a very low rated or a very new player. And in the top corner, we do have a blue, also Cybran player by the name of Meat in a Box. So these two together, you have a complete lunch. You have a milkshake and meat in a box. It's not very specific meal. It's like, well, what kind of milkshake is it? Milkshake. And what kind of meat? It's just meat. So we do have a very culinary group of players today. And they are, as I said, very low-rated players. If you haven't seen the first Step-Stool cast, it is where I intend to cast very low-level ladder gameplay. And if you do play FAF and you are low-level on the ladder, which I at one point said it's about 1,000 or less, I've watched some like 900s and 800s play ladder, and they're not low enough level. Like I could see these people getting casted by other people. This is mainly to cast games of players that aren't ever going to be casted if nobody else is doing it. It's kind of akin to Bronze League heroes from StarCraft 2. So I want to give you all a place. So if you are a very low rated player and you have an interesting game, some silly strategy or something works that you don't think should have ever worked, just ridiculous shit, let me know and send me the replay. The best place to do so is on my Discord server. We do have some air units coming out from Milchshake. He's built 4 air scouts. He definitely needs to know everything his opponent's doing. He totally could never in a million years guess that his opponent has, get this, a mass extractor. Oh, also, I just realized I was messing around with map options and I turned off resources. He does have a mass extractor. We are on the map Cobalt Valley. Perfect time to bring that up. He's 3 minutes and 25 seconds into a cast, but it's Cobalt Valley. There is some mass reclaim stored pretty much everywhere, but all of this scouting, man, he knows so much. He knows his opponent has not 1 but 2 land factories and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna assume that one's taken 7 mass extractors. This information is absolutely vital to know. If you do not know this information, you are going to lose every game on the ladder. I'm sorry. I'm really taking the piss, but there was I mean, I get it. I do. You want to see what your enemy's doing. You want to know what's going on. But really, really, really early on in games, I've never understood scouting unless maybe on certain team game maps where like a cheese strategy can really fuck you up. But there is no early game cheese in Forged Alliance. It's actually one of the parts of Forged Alliance that I'm not a big fan of. Like, you could never see somebody just like walk their comm immediately down to the other side of a ladder map and actually win doing that. It doesn't work. And like you never see super cheesy strategies. I do wish there was more cheese in StarCraft. Or not StarCraft, in Fallout. Or not Fallout, Forged Alliance. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, cut it. No, pause. Just stop. Fuck this shit. I'm out. I'm about to be beheaded by the Forged Alliance Forever community because I called it StarCraft and then Fallout back to back. God, I love making YouTube videos. Oh, Jesus. So we have yet to have a real altercation, I don't think. It does seem... Where's that shooting coming from? Was that something over here? Yeah, we did have a unit die over here. Looks like a mole. And we have units spread out around the map variously. We do have a mass extractor in threat over here for Milchshake. He's possibly going to kill that off. A mantis dying up here for Meat in the Box. He's getting a mantis kill. I don't know how to speak. These mass extractors are under threat. There is still a mantis advantage, but they need to make sure they're firing on the enemy mantis, and even then they're focus firing. I think that's just the AI being cool. I don't think that was a targeted focus fire. But with that, these mass extractors are almost assuredly going to die to these 3 mantis. He's yet to lose a mantis in this force, and it's going to kill off mass extractors. But in return for that, there's going to be 4 mantis over here, killing off 2 mass extractors on the mirrored position of this map. And we have a little bit of an overreaction. He's sending quite a few units. I would honestly, instead of sending all of these units over to this flank to kill 4 mantis, send this stuff. Send this stuff. Don't send that stuff, if I were you. As far as things go over here, we can go ahead and take a quick look at mass income. Both players are at 19 mass. Let's check their reclaim really quick. Milchshake leading in reclaim by a little bit, about 632, but the game is relatively even so far. The difference between mass collected is somewhere around 400 mass. It's nothing significant. These 2 mantis have managed to get in here and kill off yet another mass extractor. That's 2 more mass extractors killed for Meat in a Box, who is finally going to lose these engineers after they've kind of had this run where they started over here and just slowly came down being chased around. 4 more mantis are going to come over here. It does look like this radar is going down. It only has 10 HP, so it takes, what, like a couple of shots from the mantis? Yep. A couple of shots from the mantis, and that radar is dead. This engineer is going to die as it's trying to build an auto gun. Meat in a Box is doing a nice little job of harassing. He does have a large force gathering here in the middle. I would like to see him retake these mass points up here and possibly take this mass point right here. It's right there. You have multiple engineers in your comm over here. You aren't getting an upgrade, so use the comm for something at the very least. You wanna be trying to get a lot of value out of your comm in the first few minutes of every single game. Be it building more around the map like he's already done, but you want to move your comm around, get some kills with it. Every kill you get on a comm is just free mass for you. You didn't have to spend any mass to get that kill, and your opponent did have to spend mass to lose that unit. And not to mention power as well, but power is a more infinite resource, so you don't have to worry about it quite as much. We do have a little bit of an altercation between mantis going on over here on the eastern flank, but it's not going to amount to much as numbers win out, and Milchshake is going to get a juicy little run by, but his run by is going to be stopped by a wall of blue units that he doesn't quite know about yet. It does look like he kind of shuffled to get his bearings and get his units regrouped up, but this is overwhelming numbers. You are going to lose that every single time. We do have more scouts out. It looks like Milchshake is very in the know of what his opponent is doing this game, as we have a bit of a fight going on here in the middle. Meat in the Box is using his comm. He's not really moving it very much, but I guess you don't need to if all of the units are going to stand right next to your comm. Even if all of these units were here just alone and not assisted, or not also fighting these mantis right here, they wouldn't kill the comm, I do not believe. The mountain here would be protecting him from the brunt of the damage, so Meat in the Box is just going to get 15 kills and call it a day on that comm. That engagement went very well. That's why generally if you're going to engage the enemy comm, you want to bring your comm with it, because 20 tanks is how many tanks a comm can kill without upgrades and without dying. T2 is on the way for Milchshake. I don't know if I mentioned that. As we zoom out, we can see that the air production has begun for Meat in the Box as well, and he is getting a lot of scouting in. I don't see any teching up going on for either player in particular right now. We don't see any early Tech 2 mass extractors or anything like that. I'm not seeing any early tech ups other than getting Tech 2 on the comm, of course. Do we have any upgrades on the way for Meat in the Box? No, he is just reclaiming over here. Let's check on the mass numbers. Meat in the Box is higher on mass, which probably means he's upgraded a mass extractor currently. I guess it is 11 minutes in. It's fine to upgrade some mass extractors. I never know the exact timings for it, for upgrading your mass extractors. I kind of just wait until I feel like I'm having trouble with producing units after I've grabbed all the mass extractors I'm going to grab. If I'm having trouble producing units out of a decent number of factories, I'm like, okay, we'll upgrade one mass extractor. It's all about spending your mass. If you're able to spend your mass efficiently, then you don't necessarily need more mass at that moment. If you're spending way too much and you're not able to support it, then you kind of do. Cybran. A Cerberus turret is out now, going to kill off that mass extractor and kind of create a zone of denial here for all these T1 units. We do have a large group of T1 units for Meat in the Box over here on this western flank. We have a movement of units out over here for Milchshake. It does seem to be a stalemate at the moment. We do have various things being built. T2 power coming online for Milchshake. I'm going to go ahead and bump up the speed until players start doing a little bit more. We don't have any tech ups on the way as far as I can tell for land factories, which I would assume you'd want to get T2 land first. We do have an altercation going on over here between the red and blue mantis on the eastern flank. It does seem like the red units over here are going to win out from Milchshake, much akin to a historical event where a large tide of red combatants overwhelmed the eastern flank, and it is going to result in the death of possibly 2 factories, a mass extractor, and much more. These reinforcing units are just going to be thrown into a meat grinder. They're running in 1 at a time or 2 or 3 at a time versus 20 to 30 units. It's very difficult to win this. You have to group your units up before just running straight at your enemy. It does not work in too terribly well. He's losing a lot of units for nothing now. This land is lost. You're always going to lose these factories and this mass extractor. Consolidate your units back here and back here. Wait until you have a couple more and then just starts throwing them this way, as his own attack over on this side, Meat in the Box, is getting a little bit more progress done on this side. These players have been consistently trading these 2 mass extractors the entire game on either side of the map, both eastern and western flank. Although that trade was a little bit better for Milchshake, as he did not lose his entire attacking force. Meat in a Box used a much smaller attacking force to get the same job done, but he did not get quite as many kills, as was not quite as efficient. I guess you could argue that this reclaim field is now on the side of the map that is good for Meat in a Box, but at the same time, it's not profoundly massive. He isn't doing too great as far as mass reclaim goes. Both players are under 2,000 reclaim, and he is ahead. He's almost at 2,000 reclaim at the moment, but nothing spectacular so far. There is a lot of mass on the map that still stands to be reclaimed. We do have T2 power up and a Gunther on the way for Milchshake. It looks like multiple Gunthers queued up, 4 to be precise. And that could start producing issues for this little base over here set up by Meat in a Box. We do have another altercation over here. It does look like Meat in a Box committed to an attack with much lesser force and much lesser... fewer Mantis. He had fewer Mantis here, and he lost. His units came over here and died. That is a moment where it'd be nice to see him just throw a scout plane over. We do have T2 land out for Meat in a Box. He's currently producing some engineers, but very soon he could start getting out a lot of T2 units, get out some rhinos. If he's feeling spicy and wants to attempt some micro, he could get out a hoplite. You know, spicy things. As these Mantis over here for Meat in a Box are going to die as more Mantis come over to reinforce this position. And it does seem that the land production has just gone so much better for Milchshake. He's currently sitting on 8 factories in total, as his opponent is sitting on a mere 5. He had 6 and 7 up here, but it did not make that much of a difference as far as his production goes, because he was still behind even when he had those 2. He does have T2 production. He is going for quality over quantity, which is a valid strategy, but you can't be giving up all of your map pressure. These 3 PD are nice and all, but there's Medusa here. Like, it's just a matter of time before you start losing this position. Wait, are there Medusa? Yeah, there are Medusa. 3 Medusa right here. They're just gonna start firing in on that. I also just realized 17 minutes in that this cast is also on a winter map. I do like the winter maps. I like the aesthetic of them, the bright white icy colors. I don't know, I just like the ice. I like the look of a tundra. But the first Step-Stool ladder game was also on a very wintry map. I don't think it was this map. It was another one, but you know, Cobalt Valley is a pretty nice map. I do enjoy it. We do have a push coming out in the middle from Meat in a Box. He is currently throwing all of his T1 spam towards this base. I guess he has realized that these Gunthers are firing at his forward base, and he has to do something, but there's a Cerberus right here. He cannot push into this shielded base over here very easily. I mean, if he threw everything at it, he might be able to if his opponent, Milchshake, didn't throw his own Mantis towards the issue. But currently, these Mantis are going to just start getting shaved off by this Cerberus turret, and the Calm of Milchshake is also helping, sitting at 2, 4, getting multiple kills. Does he have energy for overcharge? He does not. Does Meat in a Box? He does not. Neither player building energy storage so their Calm can overcharge, which is questionable. But hey, it is what it is. Can't criticize players for playing the game. 2 Cerberus turrets now up. He did manage to kill off a lot of this production. He killed off 3 factories, and he's currently still killing off more and more units from Milchshake, but it doesn't, in the grand scheme of things, this is pretty easy to rebuild with a T2 Calm sitting over here, and you're leaving a massive reclaim field in comparison to the one that was left over here, which this reclaim field, honestly, with how it looks like it was reclaimed by these patrolling engineers of Milchshake. And let's just check on the reclaim numbers. 4,600 versus almost 2,000 for Meat in a Box. Since the last time we checked, Meat in a Box has yet to reclaim anything since then, and now there's another massive reclaim field, so Milchshake is definitely doing better on the reclaim game. Let's go ahead and check on ecos, though. It is still an advantage to Meat in a Box, sitting at 35 mass a second versus only 25 for Milchshake, who I think has yet to upgrade a mass extractor. He does have an upgrade for a mass extractor on the way. As I said, Meat in a Box, maybe he upgraded at the right timing. I don't know. As I said, I don't know the timings for upgrading your mexes. I just kind of go off feel. Do I need more mass? Okay. Well, can I get another mass extractor somewhere? No. Then I'm going to get more mass by upgrading a mass extractor and pausing things. That's how I think about it. Maybe that's wrong, but, you know, this game is all about efficiency, and I'm all about not trying to memorize shit. Why I don't do build orders. Fuck build orders. Like, I do a vague build order, like, I'll get a certain number of pigeons before my second factory and stuff like that, but, you know. Memorizing where to place every building and how many to place, that's just ridiculous. We do have Medusa over here killing off what looked to be an auto gun, but didn't seem to be killing them very quickly, so it may have been an AA in a wall, which is an interesting template. We do have more Mantis showing up to kind of just push out this flank. The middle of the map around right here, everywhere except for this fire base, has kind of just become no man's land, constantly trading hands back and forth. It's just everything that's built up here dies, it seems. We do have some T2 units over here pushing out. These rhinos standing within range of an auto gun, though, and letting the Mantis... Yeah, you pushed a little bit far on that one, my friend. I do not think that was the optimal strategy for using your rhinos. I'm glad you're using rhinos instead of hoplites, if that's the level of micro you're going to entail. Rhinos are definitely the better choice compared to multiple games where I've seen hoplites just thrown away because you don't micro them. But these rhinos are definitely formidable. They can definitely hold an area very well. Pushing into an area would also be very well done if there wasn't an auto gun there. He would have killed off all of these Mantis and then just kept being able to push forward. We do have more and more Mantis coming out over here. There was a T2 land factory, and it does look like T2 land HQ has been built in the main base of Milchshake, and he is producing a bunch of rhinos out over here. Both players opting for rhinos over hoplites, a decision I agree with. And we do have these T2 Gunther artillery stations just absolutely raining hell onto this little forward base that Meat in a Box was sitting at for such a long time. This little mountain may still be getting in the way and stopping the shells from flying over and killing off these factories and such, but it's still such a painful thing to be dealing with at the moment, as you did have a lot of production there with multiple factories and everything like that. As I drop my vape onto my table, or my desk, or whatever the hell you want to call it, what is it called? My horizontal plane of doing things. And we do have an air advantage. Air hasn't really played a role in this game very much. We haven't seen many air units like T1 bombers or anything like that. We have seen quite a few anti-air being built by Meat in a Box, but I don't think I've seen a single bomber built yet. So, or even a Jester for that matter. So it's quite a interesting decision. Both players now roughly equal on mass generation, 38 to 35. Or 36 to 35. I don't know, that might be an 8. My eyes are deceiving me at the moment. As we reach yet another small stalemate, I'm going to not do that. I'm going to speed up the game yet a again. We didn't have GLHF from either player. Very bad luck. You always need to throw out that GLHF. Good luck. Have fun. These engineers are probably going to die over here. As the math game continues, it does look like mass extractors are being upgraded quicker for Milchshake, and he has built out quite a large number of Cerberus. This is Cerberus and Tracers and Burstmasters. He's building a lot of static defense everywhere. It's going to make it very difficult for T1 units to push into his base, but it is a lot of mass expenditure. I mean, you just look at it, he has 12 Cerberus and 5 black. Let's go ahead and bump the game speed back down. He is attempting a push over here against his opponent. I don't think it's going to do anything because of these point defense over here out from meat in a box. But if we just check on the Cerberus, that's 480 mass for 15. Let's just round that up to 500 mass. 500 times 15 is 7,500, so 7,500 mass for those, and 400, so 5 times 4 is 9, so that's wrong. Is that wrong? I don't know. 5 times 400. Fucking, you all do the math. I did the math on the other one. Doing math while casting, probably the worst decision ever. But you know, that's how things work. Somebody's gonna be sitting there like, you are so slow at math and stuff. I'm trying to be entertaining here, and I didn't do well at math in school. I'm not gonna lie, my entire experience at school, and I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about this because nothing's really going on. The game is very static at the moment. We do have units moving forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards over on this eastern flank, but nothing really going on. So I'm going to just tell a story. So, story time with Willow. In school, high school in particular, that's the one I have the best memories of as far as like just silly shit happening. But in high school, I passed 2 of my math classes. My junior and senior year, I passed both math classes because of the same reason. And it makes me so happy to say this, but both reasons were my math teacher quit. My geometry teacher, wait, no, that was sophomore year. Junior year I was in something else. But my geometry teacher and my statistics teachers quit. And I was failing both of the classes before they quit. And then they quit, and we both times we got this basically a substitute teacher, or for my senior year, a math tutor who didn't want to be a teacher. So basically it was just like, yo, you showed up, you did your work, you managed to pass one standardized test, and you're good. And standardized testing is the easiest shit in the world, at least in the US. All you have to do, and this is my life advice for anybody who has to take a standardized test, is all you have to do is like eliminate 2 of the options on each and every answer. Each and every answer, or each and every question will have 2 answers that are just out to left field, just out of the way, never gonna be the right answer. Eliminate those 2. At the very worst, every single question will be a 50-50 guess. So know enough to be able to do that. And once you know enough to be able to do that, you can pass any goddamn standardized test as long as you just do a tiny bit of studying and vaguely understand the material. Like, it's so easy. As we have an experimental unit built for Meat in a Box, he has built a Monkey Lord and sent it up here to hide in the corner, which is an interesting strategy. Both players during our little speed up session have rocketed their economies forward. Do we have anything else spicy going on? Not really. I'm not seeing any other experimentals. We do have T3 land out for Milchshake. He has managed to build up quite a few, or not quite a few. He's built up just a small handful of bricks. It does look like there might be... Nope, there's no bricks up here, and he is currently trying to set up a little bit of a fire base, but this is definitely playing with fire. If a scout plane flies over here and sees that comm, that Monkey Lord should attack immediately. I honestly don't know why the Monkey Lord is just sitting right here. Very interesting tactic, to say the least. I would think he'd want to use it. You do still have a army and a Monkey Lord. Is he just scared of losing it? I mean, I guess you could be. He is going to build off he's going to try and wall off the main approach to his base. Maybe not all the way, but he's going to put a wall here to make it more difficult. He is walling off over here too. He is in quite the turtle strategy, building multiple large shields over his base and just trying to be very defensive. He is not producing any more units. Another Monkey Lord on the way. That's a very kind of... I'm turtling in my base and I don't know what to do is the vibe I'm getting here. And I mean, it's not necessarily like a bad strategy if you're going to turtle up, but if you're going to turtle up and spam out experimentals, you need to use the experimentals. Having it sit right here is not ideal. It's not doing anything. Does Milchshake know about it? No, Milchshake seemingly does not. I'm surprised with all of his scouting in the early game that he is not currently scouting at the moment. He is building T2 transports. Maybe going to set up a ferry route for these bricks, and that does seem to be the case at the moment. So he is ferrying bricks over here, but is that more important? I would want to scout right now. Like, I'd like to know more. Because Milchshake, well, he has radar and all that. I would be thinking, what is he doing over here? I don't know. This is the moment in the game where I want to scout the most. Like, I want to light up this base. I want to see everything. Well, since this Monkey Lord is seemingly not going to do anything for a little bit, we will speed it up again just to try and see what's going to happen. We have both players kind of just looking at each other, staring at each other with animosity. This Monkey Lord, he's like, oh, don't worry. I'm watching you. My sweet, sweet enemy. I'm watching you, and the second you make a mistake, I will murder you. I will make sure you die. Ooh. Maybe with 2 Monkey Lords, he'll finally have the confidence to move forward. We do have multiple Gunthers being thrown up very quickly by Milchshake, which is a scary thought to think about. Those Gunthers are going to start plowing their shells into the base of Meat in a Box, and as long as he just keeps spamming more and more Gunthers, this is going to be a real problem for the blue Cybran. He is going to have some spider bots on the way here soon, but the brick numbers are increasing minute by minute. We currently have 11 bricks. I mean, with all of this support, I'm pretty sure 11 bricks kills at least 1 Monkey Lord if you focus fire it. A second Monkey Lord has been finished. Do we have anything crazy going on over here? We do not. It does look like Milchshake used one of those T2 transports to pull himself back. He is building a lot of gunships. And a Soul Ripper was just started, and then he lost power. So he's going to build a power generator and then work on the Soul Ripper again. I think you probably have enough power. Build a Soul Ripper. Yeah, you do. As long as you're mass stalling, you should be fine. And these Monkey Lords are sitting in the corner doing what exactly? What is the point of these Monkey Lords? Like, you built them. What's your purpose for them? Because here soon Milkshake's gonna have an unassailable amount of bricks. He also has loyalists coming out now, which that's probably because he needs something cheaper to build and he doesn't want it to take forever with the bricks. But 17 bricks, 6 loyalists, a fuckload of rhinos. Like this is a very scary force that's building up over here. We do have a lot of gunships coming out as well. Renegade gunships just pumping out of this factory. Let's go ahead and set the game speed back to 0. I have a feeling something interesting is going to happen very soon. We do have yet more loyalists just plowing their way up here. I mean, there's both players are just staring at each other. It's a very strange face-off. Honestly, like, super strange. I'm gonna get a thumbnail shot then. Everybody's gonna be all timid and shit. All right. Alright, somebody's just built yet another experimental. I think that's a good enough thumbnail shot. Yeah, that's a good enough thumbnail shot. Control Shift F1, Control V. Fix our camera. And what experimental was just built? That was the Soul Ripper finishing. We did not have yet another experimental out for... What's this? We have a nuke launcher on the way, a strategic missile launcher, otherwise known as the Cybran Liberator, which is a fitting name for a Cybran, Cybran nuke launcher, and it is being produced very quickly. This weapon, or the nuke itself, as we do have units pouring in from Milchshake. He is going to be going for meat in a box very heavily right now. He has so many units on the way. If there was a time to move these monkey lords in range to shoot something, now would be it. All of these gunships are going to be dying over here to a flak. Wait, was that just one flak killing all of those? 1, 2, 3. Oh, flak and myrmidons. And these units are just starting to push into the base. They're going to hit the power grid very soon. They're going to start taking out power, which is very dangerous for meat in a box. Oh my gosh, these walls are being so effective though. They're bottlenecking all of these units. They're all getting stuck right here. And now Milchshake sees the Monkey Lord and he's surprised by it. He's throwing all of his units at it. I don't know. Is he gonna? He's gonna see the second Monkey Lord now, and that's going to do you fall back? Do you stay here? Do you keep fighting? What do you do in this situation? Why is the Soul Ripper falling back? You're committing everything else. Commit the Soul Ripper, my friend. You have trebuchets and Gunthers and everything firing towards this Monkey Lord. You need to kill it off and then try and hopefully kill off the other Monkey Lord as well. If you can do that, maybe you still have a chance to push into the base, but your numbers are rapidly dwindling, and I just don't see this going very well for Milchshake. But then again, there's this fire base here. If he kills off the two Monkey Lords, what's Meat in a Box gonna do? As long as Milchshake has scouted all of this, he knows about the nuke launcher. He knows everything that's going on. Do you have an anti-nuke? He does not have an anti-nuke. Why is he building a Soul Ripper instead of an anti-nuke? Does he think he's gonna end this before that becomes a real threat? Oh my word, he's gonna lose all of these forces. He still has the Soul Ripper. He's not using it for anything. He's building a second Soul Ripper. What is his strategy? What is his plan now? He lost so many units on that attack. Yes, he kills a Monkey Lord. Yes, okay, he didn't even almost kill. I mean, I guess it did just vet up, so he probably did have a decent chunk of health gone on him. But this Monkey Lord dies, but it dies right here. That's 14,000 more mass for Meat in a Box to reclaim. Sure, he did pay more than that for the Monkey Lord, but that's still, it did its purpose. It killed off so many units and saved his base from an otherwise devastating attack. the map control is still entirely in the hands of Milchshake, but he doesn't have an anti-nuke, and that is super dangerous with this nuke being built back here. It is currently at around 50%, and honestly, he needs to come up with an SMD or snipe this as soon as humanly possible. He has to do that, otherwise he's up shit's creek without a paddle, gonna have to use his hand, all in that super dirty shit's creek. He has the raft, but he does not have a clean instrument for which of moving said raft. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Jesus fucking Christ, how do you all listen to me? Oh man. This has been quite the long match. He's currently getting T3 air. He's no longer assisting the nuke launcher. Does he see something I don't? Is there a... He doesn't know anything. Oh my jeez. Meat in a Box is playing in the dark. He's playing without a tool set. Meat in a Box asked Nuck and said no. Why would you say no to that? I mean, it's obvious he meant nuke. I don't know why he's, or maybe something else, but Milchshake, why would you say no to that? That's actually my my question. I wouldn't give the enemy any information. If he's asking you, it probably means he doesn't know anything about your base. In future, just don't give information you don't gotta give. You can troll him, give him the wrong answer, tell him no, and then nuke him like 20 seconds later. His nuke is at 75%-ish. Oh, this is very bad. Very, very bad. Very bad for the revolution. The counter revolution. They're revolutionizing revolutions. You understand? I don't know what accent this is. I mean, I guess it's like full Russian. Not even really full Russian. I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing this. I am tired, I guess. And another Soul Ripper has been completed. You have two now. You have two Soul Rippers on all of these gunships. Please use them to attack. Do something. You're about to be nuked. You know about the nuke launcher. You know about it. You've seen it. You've seen the nuke launcher. Do something about it. You, instead of building an anti-nuke, you decided to build a second Soul Ripper. You need to use that now. Oh, you need to use that now. There's no anti-nuke. There's some strap bombers being built, but the nuke launcher is just now finishing. It's just now finished its missile. Is it going to fire? Are you gonna fire it? Did you forget you built a nuke launcher because you stopped assisting it? Are you gonna fire your nuke? Are you just scouting to try and find out if there's an anti-nuke? Well, you've hit the main base. You should know where the comm is. The comm is right here. You just gave the nuke order. Observer. Oh, oh. Strategic launch detected. Oh, so cool. All right. And we have the nuke incoming. Nukes. Oh, it's mayhem. It's double nukage. Everything's dying. Oh no. GG out from Milchshake. And that is the end of it, folks. That is the end of today's cast. I'd like to thank you all for joining me in today's escapades and randomness. And I will leave you with the picture of this beautiful map. And I want to say, if you liked the video, liked it. If you disliked it, why are you still here? And leave a dislike. If you want to join the community and know more about my YouTube channel and such, join the Discord. Subscribe if you aren't. And, thank you. Thank you for being here. You're pretty chill. You're pretty cool. Alright. Bye-bye.